What's up guys? Welcome to another video by Goats on the Road. In this week's video, I'm going to be sharing with you some of the places that Doris and I have been dreaming about traveling to during this kind of lockdown period in the world. If you're like us, you've been sitting in self-isolation for a month or longer, and besides trying to fill your time with online work, Netflix, and Skyping with friends and family, you're probably dreaming of travel. I know we are. That's why in this video, our goal is to get those travel juices flowing and keep those spirits up during these difficult times. Not only is this video a list of places we really want to visit after this is all over, but it's also a tribute to these incredible countries and the people who live in them that are going through so much right now. Of course, we're only going to travel in these countries when it's safe and responsible to do so again, but I think by keeping them at the forefront of our thoughts, it kind of helps us to get over these isolated times and to think of a more positive future, and I hope that it does the same for you as well. So here it goes. Here's our list of the top 10 places that we'd love to travel to once the world opens up again. Number 1 on this list is Slovenia. This is actually a place that Doris and I had on our travel itinerary for 2020, and like many people, we had to cancel those plans. But Slovenia has so much to offer, from stunning vistas and beautiful lakes to snow-capped peaks and spectacular hiking. Not only does it have one of the most charming capital cities in Europe, Ljubljana, it also has some of Europe's best fly fishing. And if you guys have been following us for a while, you'll know that I'm a fanatic for fly fishing. You can check out a video that we did here that was actually us hiking for 8 days in Mongolia and fishing along the way. It was one of the best experiences of my life. So I am craving kind of being in the outdoors like that again. And aside from being close with friends and family again, one of the things that Doris and I are both craving the most right now is to just be in nature. And Slovenia has it in spades. So it's definitely one of the first places that we're dreaming about going to after this lockdown is over. Number 2 on this list is Ireland. This is another place that we had on our list and our travel itinerary for 2020. In fact, if it wasn't for the lockdown here in Lisbon, we would have been traveling around Ireland right now. But of course, that wouldn't have been possible because of what's going on. So we stayed in Lisbon, stayed safe, and didn't move anywhere. But yeah, if this hadn't happened, that's where we would have been right now. And we're really bummed that we didn't get to go. But when it all opens up again, Ireland's one of the first places we want to go to. We have a lot of friends there. The Irish people are so cool, and we'd love to just meet up with them, have a beer, and talk about this whole pandemic in past tense and just, enjoy Ireland for what it has. And that has some amazing historical cities, awesome pubs and bars, a wicked nightlife scene, and some of the most dramatic coastlines of any country in Europe. So we were so excited to go there, but hey, you can't go now, so we just put it on the back burner for now, and when things open up again, Ireland, we can't wait to come see you. Number 3 on this list is Bulgaria. Bulgaria is a place we've already been to before, and it was one of our favorite countries in Europe at the time. The people in Bulgaria are just so cool and relaxed and aylak, as they call it, which basically just means chilled out in their local slang. But Bulgaria has so much more than just cool people as well. It has gorgeous historical towns, amazing history, and of course some of the best fly fishing in Europe. And I can't get Doris to go traveling with me all around the world just to places where I want to go fly fishing. So luckily Bulgaria also has wines, which will always get Doris motivated. So both of us have been dreaming about returning to Bulgaria, traveling it some more, meeting up with some old friends, and just exploring the country more. Number 4 on this list of the countries that we want to visit when the world opens up again is Grenada. Grenada has been our home for the last 5 years. We absolutely love it there. That's where all of our friends are, and we honestly feel like Grenadians are our brothers and our sisters, and we're like family with them. So it's really hard for us to not be there right now during what's going on in the world. But for sure, when everything starts to open up again, one of the first places we're gonna go is Grenada, to return home, to see all of our friends, and to just be back with the people of that island who we love so much. When things started kicking off around the world, Grenada actually handled it quite well. With just a few confirmed cases, they locked down the entire country to keep their citizens safe. I really hope that these drastic measures that the island is taking and shutting down will help protect the incredible people of the Isle of Spice. When this is all over, Doris and I are definitely going to go home, back to our little island of Grenada, and be there for our friends and try to help the island out as much as we can. Moving on, number 5 on this list is Canada. And as Canadians, we strongly considered going back to Canada, especially when our Prime Minister Justin Trudeau was calling for all Canadians to go back home, come back to Canada from wherever you are abroad. But for us, we're non-residents of Canada, and thus we don't have any Canadian health insurance. Plus, we would worry about being asymptomatic on the plane and maybe passing it on to someone more vulnerable than us. during the whole travel day. So we just decided to stay put in Portugal and stay safe and not spread this thing around. But when it's safe to do so, we definitely plan to head back to Canada to be with our friends and family there. We've been doing our best to keep in contact with them during this crazy time by playing board games over video chats and trying to talk as often as possible, but it's just not the same as being there. On top of that, when it comes to nature and the outdoors, nowhere in the world can compare to Canada. All I can say is that Canada may not be our home anymore, but it will always be our home country, and we can't wait to go back there and give all of our friends and family a massive hug when this is all over. Number 6 on this list of places we want to visit after this is over is Argentina. And with the Lake District and Patagonia in Argentina, it's hard to beat it when it comes to just raw natural beauty. When we were in Argentina in 2017, we fell in love with it. We love the wine, the friendly people, the vibe, and the mountains. Patagonia and the Lake District was one of the few places we've ever been that I really felt sad when we were leaving it. I felt like we needed another month or two, even though we spent more than 2 months living and traveling in Argentina. I guess another part of the pattern forming on this list is the theme of fly fishing. I have to admit that Argentina is another destination for fly fishing, and if you click the link right here, you can check out a video I did of my fly fishing trip in the Lake District of Argentina. Argentina is a place where you can completely get away from everybody and be in nature and be miles away from cities, and then the next day be in a wine bar sipping on a delicious Malbec with a few friends having a chat. And those are two things that we're really missing right now. So definitely Argentina is on this dream list of travel. All right, so moving on, number 7 on this list is Italy. If there was one place in the entire world that Doris and I would love to live, aside from Grenada, it would definitely be Italy. And if it wasn't for the Schengen visa, we probably would have lived there at some point already, but we kind of have a 90-day maximum time there. So we always just kind of go for a month or a month and a half at a time, but Italy is easily one of our favorite countries in the world. We've all heard about what's going on there right now, and all we can think about is how wonderful the Italian people are. We know that they can get through this, and we really hope that it turns around soon for them. Italy is a place where you seem to make a friend everywhere you go. Italians are hilarious, they're kind, they're welcoming, and their love for life is a total inspiration to us. Italy also relies quite heavily on tourism, so after this is all over, I really hope that a lot of people can return to this beautiful country, but maybe this time go there with a more sustainable outlook on the way that they travel. For sure, when this is all over, Doris and I both want to return to Italy, have a glass of wine and some pizza with some of our good friends there, and just help out wherever we can. Number 8 on this list is Portugal, and even though I'm recording this video from Lisbon, Doris and I didn't get that much time to really explore this beautiful country, but in the short time that we did, we fell in love with it. We love the wine bars that are in this country and the coastline, which we didn't get to see, but we do love the city of Lisbon and everything about it. There's just a nice vibe here, and it has the beachfront walkway, and it has these beautiful old buildings and these steep hills in the back streets that have these old trolleys going up and down them. There's just something fantastic in this city, and it's easily one of our favorite cities in the world now. I think that we've been a part of something enormous here now, and it's like we've already been through so much with the Portuguese people, and they've been so kind to us during it all. The owner of our apartment here has been helping out wherever he can, getting us cleaning supplies and translating the local news to us. The people at the grocery stores have kept working to supply us all with essential food, and the doctors are doing an amazing job. At 10 p.m. at night here some nights, people, like in Italy, are taking to their balconies and clapping for the doctors, nurses, health professionals, and volunteers who are on the front lines fighting this thing. We feel a real sense of community here, and we're rooting for Portugal to pull through this thing as fast as possible. When this is all over, we'd love to head up the coast to check out some of the incredible beaches and historical towns of the Algarve, and maybe go scuba diving in the Azores Islands. Either way, I'm just really happy to be in Portugal right now. It's a country that seems to be dealing with this crisis very well, and the people have just been so friendly to us that they'll always have a special place in our hearts. Number 9 on this list is New Zealand. New Zealand is a place we have always wanted to go, and we have a lot of friends there right now, including one of our best travel buddies, Jason. And even though he's on self-isolation right now, about a week ago he was still able to go out and go for walks, and he lives out in nature, so he wasn't close to people. But he was sending me these incredible photos of his backyard, basically, which is these long coastal hikes with this dramatic view down onto the ocean, and it just looks beautiful in New Zealand. I can just imagine meeting up with our friends and driving out to waterfalls, going on mountain hikes, exploring the coastline and going to vineyards, and just enjoying the country. We've always thought of New Zealand as a smaller version of Canada, and it's one of those places that it seems like it has all the best parts of Canada, but squeezed into a more compact and a more accessible size. Most of the country is also considerably warmer than Canada, which is always nice. And New Zealand is basically just a place we've always kind of put off going to because we figure once we go there, we're gonna wanna live there, we're gonna wanna stay there for a while. But I think now is a great time to go and connect with friends there and just get back to the basics and go enjoy nature, because New Zealand has some of the best in the world. And last but not least on this list of places that we're dreaming of traveling to when this is all over is Botswana. Doris and I did an epic backpacking trip to Africa in 2011, and while it wasn't the easiest travel we've ever done, it was definitely one of the most rewarding. And during that trip, we didn't have a chance to go, but we really wanted to go to Botswana. So Africa, it's one of the places we want to return to, primarily for, of course, the wildlife. And right now we've been just craving animals. We've been wanting to have our own dog or cat in the house during isolation. And we've also just kind of wanted to be up close and personal with wildlife, and there's nowhere better to do that than in Africa. And Botswana has some of the best national parks in the entire continent. We also learned so much from the people of Africa last time we went there, and we'd love to go back and kind of get to understand their way of life a little bit and hear their stories, because that's just part of what makes travel so fascinating and so amazing. And it just helps us to understand places better and makes us realize how different every different part of the world can be, but at the same time how united we all are. And at times like this, when there's this massive global crisis, I think we all just have to try to kind of come together and try to understand each other a little bit better. All right, guys, that's it. That's our list of places that we're dreaming about traveling to right now. Go ahead, hit the comments up down below. We can't be together in person right now with anybody, but right now we can kind of virtually connect. So I urge you guys to just comment below and tell us where you would want to travel if you were able to go anywhere in the world right now. What places are you dreaming about the most? And like, what are your plans when this is all over? Are you gonna hit the road, or are you gonna travel domestically? Let's have a conversation down in the comments. I'm gonna answer all of them. Yeah, I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, as always, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Hit that subscribe button and also the notification button so you'll know every time we make a new video. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for all of your support during this time and all the times before it. It's great to have a community here on YouTube. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you on the next one. Later.